Hi guys, it's Intuitively D, and I finally have time to sit down and start cranking out some videos. But this is the opening video, and the other videos will follow. But I just wanted to say, here are some dates for October astrology. I already said it's going to be a spicy month, but here are the dates so you can mark them in your calendar. There's several more like transits that will be happening, but I'm an astrologer for the beginner. So if you are just starting out on your astrology journal, I am the one for you. If you have never gotten your natal chart, I am the one for you. The link is in my bio for that. If you are just starting out in tarot, I am also the one for you. But here we go. So on October 4th, which is today, Mercury makes its way out of Virgo, thank fucking God, into Libra, which gives me the vibes of talk to me nice. Talk to me nice, okay? It's also if the conversations and the communication are not balanced, harmonious, people are not going to want to hear it. So FYI for that. On October 8th or 9th, depending where you're at in this world, Venus moves into Virgo. So Venus has been in Leo for about 4 months. Breaking up relationships, making relationships happen, making Leos feel like they are them best selves, Leos and Leos risings. But it could have been a rocky time for y'all this summer. All right, so it's moving into Virgo, and this brings on kind of a patient, methodical, romantic love, financial stability kind of vibe. I don't know. Venus is debilitated in Virgo. Doesn't really like being there. She can't be her most va-va-va-voo himself. And then on October 12th, Mars moves into Scorpio. So Mars moving into Scorpio is like, it's going to be sexy. It's going to be seductive. It's also going to bring out people's jealousy, obsession, because, you know, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. So it's going home. It's going home where it will cut somebody. Okay? So just, you know, just be forewarned. October 14th, we have this really beautiful new moon solar eclipse in Libra, really getting rid of codependency, horrible relationships, things that are not bringing us harmony, peace, joy, and balance, and really setting us up for setting some intentions that bring more of a focus on things that make us feel balanced, make us feel loved, make us feel seen, make us feel heard. And then the last one I'm going to end off with is on October 28th/29th, depending on where you're at in the world. There is that full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, ending that Taurus Scorpio eclipse cycle, sorry. And so that is going to be actually pretty sweet as well, helping us get rid of things that are not making us feel comfortable, not helping us be stable and have the resources and feeling loved. Remember, Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And it's going to be, I think she'll still be in that fellow earth sign at that time. So it's all about like getting rid of things, karmic things, old things that are just keeping us from being our most loved self, balanced self, healthy self, resourceful self this next month. My favorite astrologer, Beyond the Veil Tarot, Candace Marie, she says, if there is an eclipse and people leave, you lose things in an eclipse, let it go, because eclipses are to eclipse things out of your life. And so do it. Just let it go if it leaves. All right. Pretty soon you'll have the Mars. That's not what's going to happen first. You're going to have the Venus and Virgo for all the sign videos. Then you're going to get Mars. And then you're going to get the new moon solar eclipse for all the videos. They'll be here. They'll be on my YouTube. And then what else? Yeah, if you want to work with me, send me a DM or copy and paste, because I don't have enough followers for you to actually like click it. The link in my bio, so we can work together and get you all the way together. Bye. Hi Libra Risings, it's your girl Intuitively D, and this is your happy birthday. This is your Venus moving into Virgo transit video. I'm doing all the Libras videos first because it's your birthday month, it's your birthday season, why not? Venus moves into Virgo on October 8th/9th, depending on where you're at. Heads up, Venus is not fond of being in Virgo. She can't be her most lovey-dovey, romantic, sensual self in Virgo. And that's not to say that we don't love a Virgo, but that's just to say, like, Virgos are not known as super romantic, super sensual beings, right? Like, no. So this is happening in your 12th house, the house of endings, the house of the subconscious and spirituality. So for me, this is a really good time for you to maybe get a little more practical about your healing, maybe a little more practical about your spiritual journey and spiritual growth. I'm just gonna take that card that flew out. This is a time for you to maybe research, because Virgo likes to research. It's ruled by Mercury. So maybe this is a time for you to go out and research some new therapeutic pursuits for healing, maybe a new spiritual belief that you've been wanting to seek out. This would be the time to do the research for that. This is also a really good time to ground yourself if you've been feeling very like all in your head. You have so many planets right now in your first house. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit discombobulated, a little more airy, a little more like out there. Use this energy, use this Venus in Virgo to maybe touch some grass, touch a tree, walk in the grass, meditate in the grass, do some yoga in the grass, just really helping yourself to ground down, especially when it comes to, like, if you're worried about maybe financial things or just stability. I don't think this is like a secret love affair. It's just not giving that vibe, but it is giving the vibe of like getting grounded and practical when it comes to your healing journey, your spiritual journey. I pulled the Hierophant for you. It fell out. And so really it is about thinking about old like traditions and religious beliefs, and if you want to keep that same tradition, the things that you have known for all of your life, your spiritual practices, or the way you heal, or do you want to do something different? And this could be a time for exploration. You have Mercury in your first house. There's going to be a new moon in your first house. Yeah, there's just so much going on. So I would say think about that, but also do it in a way that's practical and grounded. And if you have a bunch of ideas, which I know Libras don't like to really, they sometimes can have a hard time deciding. If that is you, maybe you seek out a Virgo friend and they help you out a little bit. I hope this has been helpful. Hi guys, hi Scorpio risings. You're my favorite. I say it every single video, but no other sign shows me, maybe Leos, but no other sign shows me the love the way you guys show me the love. Hi, this is your Venus in Virgo transit video. This is happening in your 11th house. Venus moves into Virgo on October 8th/9th, depending, okay, why am I shaking this thing? Depending on where you're at in this world that we all live in. This Venus does not particularly care to transit Virgo. It's a debilitated there. It can't be itself, okay? So this for you, because this is happening in the 11th house of friendships, networks, your goals, aspirations. This can help you be a little more practical in regards to friendships, meeting new friends, social networking. And so while it could have this very like social butterfly thing because it's Venus, it's in Virgo. So maybe your outings, your social networking, your friendships need to be a little more planned, a little more methodical, a little more organized to get the best out of it this transit, I would say go ahead, and if you're invited to things, just make sure it's things that you really want to do and not things you're doing because you think you should be doing. If you have been looking to broaden your horizons in your networking, I would say yes, but also be logical about it. Don't get into something that you knew you didn't like in the first place because it's not going to go well, okay? I hope this is helpful. Let's pull a card for you. Venus and Virgo, you know, it is what it is until it isn't. I can't wait until I get to the videos for Mars and Scorpio because that's happening on October the 12th, and I know you're going to have a good time. Your ruler is coming back to your first house. Oh yeah, 8 of Swords in reverse. So maybe there was like some social groups, some networking things that you were dabbling in over the summer and they didn't work out and you were kind of like, oh, this is not going to work. I'm not going to try again. I don't really know. Maybe for the last 8 weeks, honestly, right? This is the time to really, God, what is the word I'm looking for? Not be pathological, but this is really a time for you to say, hey, this is what I'm looking for in friendship groups. This is what I want in my social circles. This is what I want my network to look like. And then go out there and find it because you absolutely do know what you want. You might be just a little discouraged on how it hasn't worked out for you yet. But it you know, you just got to keep going. Keep going. You got this. Hi guys, it's your Intuitively D, and this is for my Sagittarius risings. This is your Venus in Virgo transit video. Venus travels out of Leo, a fellow fire sign, where it was for 4 months, probably fueling all of your fun and good times. And you might be honestly exhausted from all of that, like go, 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 and it's kind of rocky as well. It's moving into Virgo, and that is your 10th house of career, public image. And this is a really good time to work diligently for the career that you've been wanting, for leadership opportunities you've been eyeing from afar. Also a great time to maybe reinvent, not necessarily reinvent, but maybe plan out your image a little bit better. Like, how do you want to seem in the public? What do you want to be known as, known for? I think this is a really good stable energy for sometimes Sagittarius who can be kind of like all over the place, not in a like horrible way, but like just in a good time kind of way. Like, let's go here, let's do this, and maybe I'll try this, maybe I'll try that, and that's always a good time. But maybe it's time to really think about, okay, this is what I want to do. What are the steps in my career that I need to take to get to this level so I'm known as this? Venus in Virgo can really help you, especially since Venus rules over our like financial stability, over our resources. This is a good time to just take stock of that. Alrighty, let's pull a card. They've already been shuffled. The Devil, right? Okay, so this is a card of obsession, addiction, bondage, and nothing is either bad or good in astrology and or tarot. Everything is energy, and everything is a call for action or a call for observance, right? So with this energy in the 10th house, this could be, have you been overworking? Have you been overdoing it? Are you in bondage to your career? Are you a workaholic? Is that all you're known for? And there is no other public image of you. So I would take stock of how you feel about your career right now, and also how you feel about your public image, and maybe something needs to be maybe just see what comes up for you in that, if that makes sense. I don't necessarily think this is something terrible. I think this can be overworked, overtaxed, and you've been trying to maybe reinvent your career or just really go after it, go after it, go after it. And you might be a little bit tired. You might be a little bit overworked. You might be a little bit compulsive about it. Venus and Virgo can bring in a sense of patience. That's the word. A sense of ease, but it could also bring in a sense of like anxiety and like worried about it. Don't lean into that. Lean more into like the inward patience of it all. I hope that was helpful. Hi Capricorn Risings, it's your girl Intuitively D, and this is your Venus and Virgo transit video. This transit starts October 8th or 9th, depending where you're at in the world. This is happening in your 9th house, the house of legal cases, the house of long distance travel, higher knowledge. Hold on one second, I'm gonna sneeze. No idea. So sorry. Okay. That was wild. Alrighty. And so this is a great time for you to really plan long distance travel. If that's been something that you've been thinking about doing, this is a really good transit to plan it out and probably pick a place that you would have been wanting to go, loving to go, and yeah, that would be great. If this is about a higher knowledge course, like going back to school or taking a new course for you, this is also a fantastic transit for that. So if you've done the research and you know where you want to go and what you want to take, this is a great time to do it, right? Especially if you have the money for it. I would say if you don't have the money for it, then probably don't do it. But if you have the funds for it, this would be a really good time. This is also a good time if you've been going through a legal court case. What other legal case would there be? A legal battle. This would be a good time to have all your ducks in a row because Virgo loves to be organized. Venus can help you smooth it over and get it together. You're a Capricorn, so this is just great energy to fuel your fire of wanting to get things done. So this is a really great transit for you to get things done in the 9th house. Yeah, I like it for you. Let's pull a tarot card. 7 of Pentacles. You've been working hard. You've been maybe you've taken the course already. Maybe you have booked the trip or you've worked really hard. Now you have the money to book the trip, to book the course. Maybe the court case has taken about 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years, and you're like, holy moly, when is it going to be over? Just be patient. Venus and Virgo, I think this time around is really going to teach us patience. And so just be patient because the universe knows that you've been working diligently and knows you've been working hard and knows you've been saving up and planting the seeds. And so it will happen. I think this is a great card for a Capricorn, of course, with Venus, Virgo going into Venus. Just stay with it and maybe you just need a little more patience. I know. Hi Aquarius Rising, it's your girl Intuitively D, and this is your Venus and Virgo transit video. So Venus moves into Virgo October 8th or 9th, depending on where you're at in this glorious world of ours. And while it's doing that, it is going to transit your 8th house. And so the 8th house is the house of shared finances and resources. It's the house of intimacy. It's the house of grief, loss, and death, transformation. So this can be a time where it becomes very, oh my God, what is the word? It's a better word than ho-hum. But things get down to business. You really are going to see who you are sharing finances with and if that has practicality in it, or if something needs to not be reworked. That's what I want to say. This is a very sobering time for Aquarius. When Venus moves into the 8th, being in Virgo, because it doesn't necessarily like being in Virgo. So this could be a very sobering time. This is a time where you will have to maybe make some choices, whether if your intimate relationships are just not practical, logical, working out for you in a way that makes you feel practical, logical, and grounded. Keyword grounded. There's so much air energy in the astral world right now, and you being a fellow air sign, so you might be feeling very like airy and indecisive and just up here in the brain. Okay, this Venus and Virgo energy is going to be like, hey, come back down to planet Earth, put your feet in some grass, hold on to a tree, because we need to figure some MFing things out right now that you've been just kind of being like, it'll work its way out. So this is a time to really look at who you're sharing finances with. This is not necessary. This could be a partner, a romantic partner, but this also can be like the banks you're sharing money with, loans, grants, credit cards, things like that, taxes. So really get practical about those things. And then if this is about intimate relationships with a partner or some partners, is it practical? Is it making you feel loved? Is it making you feel grounded? Is it that kind of energy, or is it not? Does it have you all over the place? Okay, so let's pull a card for you. I already shuffled them. Queen of Wands, very creative energy, very gonna have a good time energy, but also this royal, like, I got this. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, right? It's creative, but it's also powerful. So let this be a time for you to maybe get a little bit creative when it comes to your shared finances, but don't let somebody walk all over you. If that's been the case, do not. This is the Queen of Wands. She ain't letting nobody walk all over her. And I just want to make sure I don't leave any words out, because like I intuitively get the vibe that that's what it is. But let me just, yeah, if this is about somebody holding you back from your full potential, writing that grant, being loved the way you need to be loved, no, don't let it. This is ambition. This is, we're gonna do it. Okay, don't let them play with you like that. I hope this was helpful. Hi guys, hi Pisces rising. It's your girl Intuitively D, and this is your Venus and Virgo transit video. Whew. Venus and Virgo is moving. I'm back and I didn't even sneeze. But now that I'm talking again, I'm probably gonna sneeze, and it's gonna be in this video because I need to get done. Okay, so with this is, hi guys, hi Pisces rising. It's your girl Intuitively D, and this is your Venus and Virgo transit video. Whew. Venus and Virgo is moving. Venus is moving into Virgo October 8th or 9th, depending where you're at in the world. And since Virgo is your sister sign, this is happening in your 7th house. Oh my God, the last video I had to sneeze. And now for you, no, 2 videos ago. And now for you, I feel like I have to sneeze and burp. Sorry. So this is happening in your 7th house. It's your opposite sign. And so this might be a little unnerving. So Venus does not necessarily enjoy being in Virgo. She's debilitated in Virgo. This is the 7th house of marriage and contracts, so business partnerships or just relationships that hold contracts. And there's something else, but it's slipping my mind. But I feel like this is, one moment, I'm back and I didn't even sneeze. But now that I'm talking again, I'm probably gonna sneeze, and it's gonna be in this video because I need to get done. Okay, so what this is about marriage, partnerships, business partnerships, things that have contracts, and your public enemies. All right, so I would say this is a fantastic time to maybe check in with your partner, whether that's your marriage partner or your business partner, and see if you guys are still aligned in this partnership. Venus wants love to be nurturing, stable, and romantic. Virgo wants things to be stable. It's earth energy. It wants things to be logical and planned out. So if you haven't had a date night in a while, if the marriage contract, the business contract is no longer meeting the needs of one of the people, this is a time to come together and see if it can be figured out. Communication is key in this transit. I don't see a lot of, like, I'm going to say hurt feelings, and that's like some beep up shit to say, but I said shit and said beep. Whatever, girl. But this is more like logical energy. It is have the conversation with the partner, see if it's needs to be realigned or if it needs to like get on out of here. Okay, you just have Mercury in the 7th house, so you probably have been having conversations, several conversations. So I feel like now that Venus has moved there or will move there in a week or so, it is going to be time to either put up or shut up. And don't just stick around because you say you have the years. I hate when people say that shit. If you put 15 years into something, so what? You might have 50 more years to live. And do you want to then do 65 years with that person? No, that's fucking stupid. But I'm also one to just be like, this is some whack ass. I will give it my all. But when it's done, and I'm dipping. I don't care. I love myself above everyone, okay? And Pisces, sometimes y'all need to hear that because y'all will just kind of like stick around and like let people abuse you. And I can't even believe I'm saying this to you because like usually y'all make me so mad so mad. But like I have seen it happen to people and I'm like, speak up for yourself. Don't stay into something that is no longer working for you. Don't do that. Like there's a phrase for it. And of course I can't think of it now, but don't do that year bullshit. I've been here 3 years. I think if we can just, come on. Let's be BFFR. All right, let me pull a card for you. I thought I shuffled them, but I'm not 100% sure. So, just gonna shuffle them again for you. Oh, yeah. And you're not last. You're just gonna be the 6th video today because I started with Libra because it's their birthday season. Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay. 7 of Cups is usually like you have so many choices. You can't choose. You're just like, oh, I think I could do this or this. Oh, this. All these offers or whatever. And when it's in reverse, the offers can be delayed. They can be like, I thought I was going to have this offer, especially when it comes to business contract. Especially because Mercury was in retrograde for a good long time. So the offers that you thought, especially business partnerships that you thought were going to happen, maybe they didn't happen in a manner that you thought, like in a timely manner. But here we go. Venus is moving into Virgo. So still be patient. Still be a little bit patient. But the offers are there. Don't get discouraged because just because you don't see them like in the now doesn't mean things aren't happening in the universe and behind the scenes to make things happen for you. I hope this was helpful. Hi guys, it's your girl Intuitively D, and I am here with your Venus and Virgo transit video. This is for Aries rising. Hi Aries, this is happening in your 6th house. Venus was in Leo, a fellow fire sign, for 4 months. So this might be a very welcomed kind of cool down from that fiery summer you might have had. Virgo is the ruler of the 6th house, so you know that. And then Venus moving into that sign really is going to allow you to really dabble into I would say like a self-care practice, but more of a practical, grounded self-care practice. This might have you really getting your daily schedule together, looking at your health, fitness, diet, life. What does that look like to you? Is it making you feel grounded, or has it been all over the place? Maybe you went on several dates. Maybe you reorganized things over the summer when Venus was in Leo in your fifth house, and you need to just kind of get everything back on schedule heading into the fall. So I think this is a really good time for you to just go over what your daily routine looks like and make sure that it feels a little more grounded, a little more safe, stable, and nourishing to you. And Venus, while it doesn't necessarily typically love to be in Virgo, it can give you this very grounded sense of practicality and comfortability and nourishing to the self. And maybe this is time for you to go into like a little hermit mode and not be as busy as you were over the summer. And I would just take advantage of this energy to ground down, if that makes sense to you. Let's pull a card for you. They've already been shuffled. I don't think I mentioned, but this is happening starting October 8th or 9th, depending on where you're at in the world. And King of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe you were super busy over the weekend and you're just all over the place. And this really, like, King of Pentacles is, King of Pentacles is it's Capricorn energy. It's very cardinal earth. It is knowing that you have all the money, all the ideas, all the resources. So maybe you stretch yourself a little thin, resources being like, not necessarily financial resources, but like, how do I say it? You stretch yourself thin in a way that you went everywhere, you did everything. This is more about the physical body and less about the materialistic things. So maybe you stress yourself thin and you're feeling tired, overworked, overwhelmed, especially sixth house, overworked, overwhelmed. And maybe this is a time for you to, like I said before, just to really ground down and get your routine in alignment with who you are and what you want the rest of this year to look like. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hi Taurus Risings, it's your girl Intuitively D, and I'm here with your Venus and Virgo transit video. This is happening October 8th. This transit starts October 8th/9th, depending on where you are in the world. This is happening in your fifth house. So Venus transits into your fifth house of dating, romance, creativity, creative expression, and children. Both my kids have Venus and Virgo natally, and they are the most like practical, sweet humans you can know. I love it. They're not very like showy with affection, but they're of service with their affection. Like they will show you in action how they love and support you. And so while Venus doesn't typically love to be in Virgo, it is more action, like the way that it's expressed is more of an action oriented way and less of that lovey-dovey water sign kind of way. With like their love language would probably be acts of service, right? Venus and Virgo, more than words, or what are the other ones, whatever. But so I'm just saying all this to say that this could be a time where you really get very real about what you expect and love romantic relationships, especially because it's in a fellow earth sign. So there's going to be this beautiful kind of like conversation between you, first house Taurus, and Jupiter that's there, and Uranus that's there, and Venus that's sitting in your fifth house. So it's really a time to ground down and see what you love romantically, what it looks like to you, how it grounds you. And if your love language is acts of service, this is a good time to really realize if the people that you have been dating or in relationships with are really about the business of loving and supporting you and not just saying they are. So I love this energy for you in that regard. If this is about creative expression, like you really want to get back into expressing who you are, then this is a really good time to plan it out, implement it, and see how it goes for you. Less of like this airy energy and this fiery energy, just kind of like haphazardly waiting for things to happen. This is more of like, let's plan it. Let's see if this works. Let's try it out and then redo it if it's not working for me. And then if this is about your children, I would just say like really have a good time with them. Really just like nurture who they are. Maybe plan some activities that are outside. I know it's like in other parts of the world it's getting chilly, but here in Los Angeles it's like we're in a heat wave again. So just maybe some outside grounding activities with your kiddos, that should be really great. All in all, I really feel like the earth signs are going to have a really good time with, or really like, yeah, I think they are going to have a good time with this transit because it's in a fellow earth sign. Let's pull a card for you. They were shuffled, but let me shuffle them some more. Let's pull a card. So funny, 2. Okay, this one came out already flipped up, so I'm just going to take it. Oh, okay. So 5 of Wands, which is always some conflict, and then the 3 of Cups, celebration in the 5th house. So the 5 of Wands in the 5th house might be something like you are going back and forth with some people that are like, no, that's not what I want. My standards for dating and being romanced are way higher than you're able to give. Maybe this is conflict with yourself. Like, is that person giving me what I need or are they not? This is you like having... When you say your piece, when you figure it out, then you can really tap into this good time. Maybe your creativity comes out with some other people. Maybe you are doing double dates. This is really about like figuring out the conflict of like, okay, are they actually showing me what they are saying? And then when you figure it out, it's time for you to celebrate. Like, yeah, I'm glad I figured that out. I can move forward and have a good time. Or, yeah, they were. Now let's really enjoy ourselves. I hope this has been helpful. Hi, Gemini Rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D. This is your Venus in Virgo transit video. This transit starts on October 8th/9th, depending on where you're at in the world. And this is happening in your 4th house. So the 4th house is family, your roots, your house, like your physical house where you live. So Venus in Virgo in the 4th house, I think is actually a pretty good transit because it's really going to help you figure out who should be in your house, where you want to live in a very practical way. If this has something to do with family situations, especially maybe ones that have to deal with the mother, this could be a good time to air out things that need to be said in a very practical, communicative way. If this is about reorganizing, cleaning up your space, good Lord, cleaning up your area, getting organized, moving furniture around. Venus and Virgo is like, yes, let's put things in a way that feels more aligned, more grounded, more comfy in our actual home space. If this has something to do about like the location, like where you're living, then this is actually a really good transit to do some research. Like if you need to refinance your place or look for a new place or get a roommate, it's going to give you that extra like communicative energy, that research energy, because remember, Virgo is ruled by, oh my God, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Venus wants comfort. It wants things to look aesthetically pleasing. It wants us to be stable as well. And it also wants us to be able to afford the things that we have. So just, be mindful that you don't go overboard with spending for the home space, or stay within your budget if you're looking for a new place. But all in all, I think this is actually pretty sweet transit for Geminis. Yeah, especially if it has to do with communication with family members. I would say the communication can be very harmonious. It can be practical. Just lean into that energy. it's in a fellow mutable sign, which means it's probably going to eventually square your sun, which could be kind of a challenge, but it's just going to make you want to do it, you know? So let's pull a card. Knight of Swords in reverse, which is actually pretty like hilarious. It's one of these things where like, yeah, if you haven't been saying or communicating, or if people have not been communicating you in a way that's clear and concise, there needs to be some conversations had. If communication has been delayed, like you've been waiting for your application for the house to get approved, or credit so you can buy things for the house and it's just being delayed, I would say be patient. Because sometimes the Knight of Swords, even when it's in the upright, is not always super stable. So you want to make sure that everything is done correctly. It is Venus in Virgo. Virgo wants things done correctly. So just be patient. Things will work out. It might not be going as quickly as you had hoped for, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Also, use discernment when people are talking to you about things. Just listen to what they're saying before you say something wild. All right. Hi, Cancer Risings. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and this is your Venus in Virgo transit video. This transit starts on October 8th or 9th, depending where you're at in this world. Sorry, let me scoot that over a little bit. And this is happening in your third house, the house of communication, publishing, researching things, short distance travel, communication with siblings and or close neighbors. Venus in Virgo in the third house is really helping you align to what feels good in communication. What is grounded in practical communication? Do you need to write that book? Do you need to set aside some time to outline your blog, your social media platform, your public speaking engagements? Do you need to plan a road trip just to really come back to self and ground after this really busy summer? This Venus was in Leo for 4 months in your second house. So you might have spent like a lot of money on summer activities, like a lot. And now that it's in the third house, it's like, okay, let me figure out how I can replenish this money. What skills do I have to like make up some income or something like that? And it can be from like publishing something. It can be from writing, from speaking engagements. If this is about conversation with siblings, this is a time where there can be very grounded conversations with siblings to hash out something that might have, I don't know, just not been going okay. Or this might be the time to just be like, I don't even think I need to have this conversation, because the writing is very clear that this relationship might not be salvageable at this time period. Same with neighbors. This can also be like conversations that you have with neighbors if something has been kind of off, or if you want to collaborate with them. Or I think this is just like really seeing who you can collaborate with, who you can have grounded conversations with, and put yourself out there. If this is about short distance travel, I would say, yeah, just, make sure you're not overspending. I know Venus was in that second house for a long time, so she could have had you just spending all the money, and now you're like, all I can do is take road trips now, which is not all I can do. Road trips are still a trip, right? Let's pull a card for you, Cancer Rising. All in all, not like a terrible transit, just a little more grounded, a little more stable. Making sure you have the resources, maybe your social media platform, you're changing the look of that a little bit as well. All these reverses, so interesting. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe the opportunities for speaking engagements, for publishing, for short distance travel are just not there. Or maybe they are like delayed a little bit. I would say like Don't give up. Hope. Just the thing about Venus and Virgo, or Virgo in general, is that they're going to have a plan. So maybe you need to like squash plan A and go to plan B. But just be open for opportunities that don't necessarily look like the opportunity you thought it was going to look like, if that makes sense. You know, we have these expectations of what opportunities and offers should look like when we want something, but sometimes the universe is like, they don't always come the way you want them to come, but then they are there and they work out better than they would have, you know? So hopefully this resonates with you. Drop me a comment if it does. Hi, Leo rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and this is your Venus and Virgo transit. This transit starts October 8th or 9th, depending where you're at in the world. And this transit happens in your second house. The second house is the house of financial gain, your finances. It's the house of self-worth. Venus in Virgo. Okay, so let's talk about how long Venus was in Leo. 4 months, showing up and showing out. Moving now into your second house, because now you have seen who you wanted to be. You've realized seen who you wanted to be. That's horrible. You realized who you are becoming in this world, what your public image is looking like, what you want to offer out in the world. And you know, you have really gained some self-worth, some self-confidence with that 4-month transit in the first house. Now Venus is moseying its way into your second house and saying, hey, is who you think you are in alignment with how much you're getting paid, how much you're charging people? Are you really letting people know your worth? This is a very sweet trine for Leo rising. Well, this is a very sweet time for Leo risings because it's going to create a really supportive aspect to Jupiter in your 10th house, that house of career, public image, and how you're seen out in the world. So maybe during that whole time period, you're like, this is what I want to do for career. This is how I'm showing up as my public image. Maybe it has changed from who you were a year ago. And now you're like, okay, I've done the work. Now pay me. This is what I'm worth. I've been charging this, excuse me, but now I'm charging this. I would just say, like, because you have so many planets in the third house and that house is full of contracts, make sure you read things thoroughly. Make sure you are charging with your worth. Make sure that you understand who you are and what services you have to offer. So I think this is a very sweet transit for Leo risings. It can help us get your budget back into alignment, especially if you did a lot of traveling or just a lot of things to nourish who you're becoming for this 4 months. So maybe you need to rein in the finances for a little bit. So that's also very supportive. But all in all, I feel like this transit is really going to get you ready for that full moon eclipse that's happening at the end of October, which of course I'll do a video on that. But Leo risings, I feel like it's really your time to shine. Like there's been just so much energy building up for you to get your whole life together. And if you took those opportunities, next year it's going to be really, really freaking amazing for you. Let's pull a card. Sorry, I have an allergy cough and an allergy sneeze. And it is just brutal right now. So sorry. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's go. All right. King of Pentacles. All the money, all the offerings, all the stability, all the support. I really want you to lean into this energy of, I've done the work. I am worthy of making a comfortable amount of money, whatever that looks like for you, because it's not always monetary gain. This could be like, I am worthy of having the clients, having the collaborations, having the raise, this moving up the ladder. And so I guess it is kind of about money, but this is also about like you saying like, I am that person. I am that person. I have put in my time. I have done the work. I've been diligent. And now I am reaping what I have sown. So if anybody's out there telling you like, where did you come from? Like, oh my God, 2 months ago or 6 months ago or 2 years ago, you weren't like this. Yeah, because I've been working behind the scenes. Yeah. Okay. I love this energy for you. I wish you nothing but success. I'm saying this to you as I'm saying it to myself because I am a Leo rising, 20 degrees Leo rising. And I know fixed signs have been going through it for 2 years. So we deserve it all. I hope this resonates with you. Hi, Virgo risings. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and this is your Venus and Virgo transit video. This is happening, this transit starts October 8th/9th, depending on where you're at in the world. And this is happening in your first house. As I was shuffling the cards and like immediately intuitively, I was like, how are you loving yourself? How are you taking care of yourself? How are you supporting yourself? That Mercury retrograde was very, very challenging. I have so many Virgos in my life. My daughter is a Virgo. So many of my friends are Virgos. And while that Mercury retrograde in Virgo was brutal to everybody, I think it was extremely challenging for Virgos. And so I invite you, my meditation self, my yoga teacher training self, I invite you to really sit with this idea of how can I treat myself better? You know, that whole treat yourself. I feel like that is the embodiment for you this time around with Venus and Virgo. Venus and Virgo, of course, gets not like a great rap because it's Venus and Virgo. It's a practical kind of lover. It's acts of service, right? And people don't typically think acts of service are so romantic. But if you're a earth sign or a Venus and Virgo, both my children are Venus and Virgos, and they love when I cook for them. They love when I spend quality time with them. They're adults now, but when we were little, like just sitting on the couch and just watching shows together. And I'm an Earth Venus as well. So that was always just like so grounding for us. So I'm saying this to say, how are you loving yourself? How are you treating yourself? What are you doing for yourself to come back to yourself so you can show up as the best version of yourself for the next 2.5, 3 months, how many ever months we have left in this year? It has been a really rough year for Virgos, and I feel like this gives you an opportunity to kind of slow down, realign to who you think you are and who you want to be in a very grounded way. But nurturing the self, when I'm talking about like, I'm really saying embody this Venus attribute when it comes to taking care of yourself. I know there's just so much chit chat about self-love and self-love, but let's take it from a Virgo standpoint. Are you eating? Like, let's be practical about it. Are you getting the meals that you need? Are you getting the rest that you need? Are you hanging out with friends that you love? Are you doing, are you taking showers or baths every day? Like, practicality of taking care of yourself, and less this like, let me go buy a new Louis Vuitton bag, let me go eat at this 5-star restaurant, right? It's more about this like practical, grounded idea. And maybe sometimes this might be about like healing you or getting back to self-love. You might need to like offer services to other people because Virgo is acts of service. So I love this for you. I think it's a beautiful time, especially as we start to cool down and you don't have to feel like you have to be out and about in the world, that you can kind of come back home, come back to self. Maybe you need to invite in your tarot card, the Hermit, and just really nurture you. All right, let's pull a card for this transit. I already shuffled, but let me do it one more time. Yeah. When the cards be knowing, when the cards be carding. Four of Swords in reverse. You are so fucking tired. Your brain has been in overdrive for at least 4 weeks, if not 4 months. Take it easy. Get some rest. You have my permission. Take a nap. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. This card is all about, like, if it was in the upright, it would be like, you need some rest. You need to, like, take it easy, go inward. But it's in the reverse, which means you have not, or it's coming slowly. So, like, take opportunities where you can to rest and restore. I hope this is helpful.